What is up, y'all? Welcome back. There are some very exciting sales approaching and a bunch of new makeup coming out, and so I thought, even though it's a little quicker clip than usual, I think that that's kind of what a lot of creators are doing right now. We are due for another Tepid Takes. I have not even glanced personally at Trend Mood in a while because I have just been getting so many like notifications about it, like people sending me stuff. And so I know there's a lot of really cool stuff happening, but you'll see it in real time of me actually like taking a look at this stuff. And I think I'm gonna try and focus on the stuff that's relevant to some of the savings events that are coming up. So yeah, it's gonna be a Tepid Takes specifically for like the Sephora sale and some other things that I can't talk about yet, but just know that there are some cool sales coming up and I'm gonna have videos for them. So there's kinds of embargo things, you know, you get these things in the mail and they're like, this is really exciting, don't say anything, and you're just like, okay. It's fun things, it's all fun things. So anyway, let's go ahead and open up Trend Mood. The reason that I call this Tepid Takes, if you're unfamiliar with my Tepid Takes series, it is the way that I talk about new beauty releases. The reason I call it that is because I usually buy most things. You know, I can pretty much talk myself into buying most new releases that appeal to me on the basis of review. Being like, yeah, that's something that I am curious enough about that I want to have an opinion about it and have it in my hand and be able to swatch it in the future kind of thing. This is not me buying makeup for my personal collection, and I don't want to influence you to also buy these things for your personal collection. That is not how my mind is working going into these kinds of videos. And also that's really not my approach to my channel in most cases. It is truly about having like a library for your reference. And when there are things that come up that I'm like, no, I want that for me, like a really expensive clear lip gloss, like I'm gonna tell you. That's the gist of it. Let's jump in. Ooh, okay. So the first thing that's up here is the new e.l.f. Cosmetics Glow Reviver Lip Oil, Nourishing Tinted Lip Oil with a High Shine Finish. I bet that this is lovely. It is so seldom that I'm in a place that has new e.l.f. makeup, and shopping on the e.l.f. website always feels very silly because I think that I have to pack like a full like trick-or-treat basket in order to even justify shipping something to me because the stuff is so like well priced. So maybe I just need to trek my little buns out to Ulta and see if they've got these kinds of things in stock. I also don't live in a place where we get like the newest stuff all the time immediately in every storefront kind of thing. And so if I do trek my butt all the way out there, I wonder if it will even be there. That's the reason also you don't see a lot of drugstore stuff on my channel. It's A, because I'm a huge snob, and B, let's just call it what it is, and B, I just don't get to places that have a lot of drugstore makeup in them to be able to like browse them that often that aren't like either completely picked over or just don't get new releases at all, you know? So this looks really pretty and I'm sure it's lovely. Honestly, it's gonna be one of those things that I think like Kelly and Amanda are gonna probably love and adore. So I will probably be talked into buying them eventually, but I'm not in any huge hurry. Fleur has new hair and body fragrance mist. These are, ooh, the 8 ounces $35 and the 30 ounces $20. Fleur is not a wildly expensive fragrance company to begin with, but I mean the buy-in is usually higher than that. Father Figure is my favorite fragrance at the moment. I douse myself in it every chance that I get, and I have already bought the travel size of it. Like, it was just a very easy choice for me. It wasn't even a choice kind of thing. And I do like the choices that they've been making since they rebranded. They kept a lot of the older fragrances around, but the new ones that they've been putting out, even if they're not my personal favorite, because I truly think that fragrance is something you don't even really have a choice over whether you like it or not. You know, if you like disagree with someone about liking a fragrance, it's like you can't argue with that. It's like, no, I just don't like it. You know what I mean? Or I do like it, whatever. But this is Mango Mood, Vanilla Skin, and Amber Haze. So the notes on Vanilla Skin, because like vanilla skin, that just sounds like me, says warm and spicy, sugar crystals, cashmere wood, vanilla, and then Amber Haze is florals, saffron, jasmine, absolute, and amber, and Mango Mood is florals, mango, jasmine, and brown sugar. I would skip the mango. I mean, I definitely want to smell the vanilla skin one and then, you know, see if I would like it, because as far as body sprays go, I do feel like they have a vibe and they just like give me usually like, I just got back from my break where I was smoking outside, not me, but like, you know what I mean? Like, body sprays are always in my mind going to be like Bath and Body Works cucumber melon. And so a lot of times there's like a, I don't know, a chip on my shoulder about them. I'm just like, oh, well, how could I possibly like that? It's probably gonna smell like Calgon, you know? But I think that Fleur is probably going to do an excellent job with this, and I like something that's kind of lower concentration of fragrance, like a body spray or a hairspray or whatever. So I would definitely be interested in smelling this. And then what this made me think of when I read the Amber Haze one is that the keynotes are saffron and jasmine and amber. I was in the city this weekend with my sister, and we went into the Byredo store in Soho, and we were just poking around, you know, talking to all the folks. And I got recognized by a viewer. How did I not mention that? Hello, Mackenzie. It was so lovely to meet you. I was starstruck to meet such a cute person who watched my channel, and she was telling me all of the makeup that she loved that she had bought on my recommendation, and like, it was just the best. It's just the best. So yeah, I had to mention that. Spraying all the perfumes and everything, and I picked up black saffron and I sprayed that on my arm, and I was like, what? What is that? Because when I put it on my clothes, it like didn't really do anything for me, but when I put it on my skin, it like communed with my body oils, and I was like, smell this, and she was like, oh my god. She is a Mixed Emotions, and she's got a couple other ones, and her fiance has a couple of them that are from Byredo that she loves. And then I am a like Seven Veils but also Sundays, you know, person as far as Byredo is concerned, but this was like where we met. We were just like, black saffron. We can agree on this, and so we bought sister perfumes at what are today's intrusions? Tom, where do I begin? So that was my way of shoehorning in a story about buying a new Byredo perfume over the weekend, which was a therapy move. It was a therapy move, you know? It was one of those like, things aren't going that great, I'm gonna impulse buy a perfume. We've all been there. We've all been there. That Loeva tomato leaves hand wash, she is in my crosshairs at the moment. I bought it. And me and Rachel are both talking ourselves into it and talking ourselves out of it simultaneously. But it's been a lot of smells lately. Smells apparently are how I cope, so that's where I've been at. So I would love to just go cope with these smells. That would be nice. Oh, I didn't move over. I should move over. Makes editing so much easier. And in that moment, I had to change my battery, and in changing my battery, I snapped my nail off, and it's just a roaring good time over here. We're having a great day. We're having a great day. Great day. So I'm gonna smell those. There you go. I'd probably like the vanilla one. Moving right along. Yes, okay, so I don't typically talk about character makeup, but we're in spoopy season, and so of course there's Nightmare Before Christmas, Disney, by Spectrum Collections. Is there some kind of like weird hierarchy of like brands that get to have IP from like bigger media companies like Disney or something? Because it's like, I felt like we had names before. It was like bigger names that were collaborating with someone like Disney, and now I feel like they're just kind of like, I mean, no offense to Spectrum Collections, but who? Her? Ooh, woo! Haus Labs is coming out with new things. I always like to keep my head on a swivel for Haus Labs, but apparently I haven't been. This is really beautiful. So we have the new Holiday 2023 collection, Eye Library, talc-free eyeshadow palette, $49 for 6 shades. Haus Labs has not been an inexpensive brand thus far, but that's a little Urban Decay feeling. You know what well, Urban Decay is charging like $56 for 4 eyeshadows. They're just eyeshadows, Urban Decay, all right? Like, calm down. But either way, yeah, we have that. We have the Mini PhD Lip Oil Trio Set. I've never tried this, but A, I hate minis, and B, I believe Hannah that this is like a nightmarish thing to use. Something about the smell or the taste of it is just completely off-putting, so maybe I'll smell it at some point, but I'm not going to be buying it sight unseen. And the Atomic Shake Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick Set, $39. It's got Sepia Shine, which I do own, Burgundy Shine, and that's it. It's just 2. So if you're unfamiliar, I mean, I didn't really make a huge deal about it on my channel. I tried to make a bunch of short form about it, but it was like me familiarizing myself with short form when we were all being forced to do it. It was probably like my first foray into it really, and trying to review something in short format. I remember I was just like, I have too many thoughts. I can't put them in 1 minute. There was no way. But the Atomic Shake is that same formula that has come out in it's like a technology that came out, and it came out in a lot of different like price points, right? Urban Decay had one, they had one, and then I want to say it's like Maybelline or L'Oreal or somebody had one. I'm not sure, but it is a glossy lip product you know, that is in the form of kind of like a liquid lipstick but with a glossy finish, but it's supposed to be tenacious, like it doesn't come off and it stays glossy looking. I don't know what kind of space cheese they use to accomplish that, okay? And I don't want to know because there are already too many things to worry about in this world, but I found that it did something really unsexy in the corners of my mouth, the way that like your spit kind of resolves it, but not really, it just makes it kind of detach. Almost like when you see people use those like viral lip stain things that put the jelly layer on your lip and then you peel it off and you get the stain left behind. Sure, great, but like only with my consent. And the fact that like the Atomic Lip Shake was kind of doing that and becoming this like gummy, weird, sticky mess. And oh, the comments. Don't even start with me on the comments. People being like, you need to hold your lips apart for 15 seconds, 25 seconds, 35 seconds, 45 seconds to like let it do its thing, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, neat, cool, y'all can have it. It's not for me. So as far as the eyeshadow palettes are concerned, the top one, I feel like it's very interrupted by that yellow gold. I don't love that yellow gold in combination with everything else there. That doesn't mean I wouldn't wear it. It's just like clashing against the other things. And this would be more of a case of me buying this because I want to understand what a powder eyeshadow formula would look like, feel like, perform like from Haus Labs, because I like their powder formulas so much. Not, wow, that is a color story that I feel like I can't live without. So like, I hope that helps y'all sort of disentangle the feelings of like, is this enticing because it's new, or is this enticing because it feels like a completely new idea, versus is this enticing because Haus Labs hasn't put out an eyeshadow palette before? It's the latter. So I think I would probably buy this, and maybe I will. I don't know when it's gonna come out. It says coming soon. Okay, so, and that was as of a day ago, so I'll just keep my eyes peeled. But out of all of these, the only thing I'm really interested in is that top eyeshadow palette. The bottom one's not bad, but like, am I gonna wear a green silver? No, I own like 2 of them and I hardly ever wear them. The closest I'll come is like the Rose Metals palette from ABH. They've got something similar in there. And in that far right shade that's like that really beautiful, like sooty, pewter, deep gray, not my shade. Y'all have seen Victoria Beckham Mink on me. It's such a beautiful color. It's just not for me. So hopefully a review of the top one would also be enough of a review for just the formulas in general. The Sephora savings event is coming, so it's going to start on the 27th of October, which means that I will have a video out for y'all probably the 26th of October, so keep your eyes peeled on that, and we will all make some bad decisions. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to always preface it by saying that a Sephora sale is actually usually not the best discount you can get on most of these things, but it's fun, and I'm here for fun. I'm here for whatever floats your cute little boat right now, and I have tried so many good things this year. So many of them are actually available at Sephora, and I think that it's just gonna be a good roundup. Plain and simple. There's a lot happening in this post. I was like, LYS, wait a second, that's not LYS. So we've got new LYS Higher Standard Mini Deluxe Cream Blush Trio for $20. You know, those blushes are enormous, so maybe a mini set is kind of, you know, their stuff is already really well priced, so that seems kind of cool to me. I'm not gonna use it, but it seems like a pretty good deal, you know, just objectively. Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna be buying any Fenty Skin. Tom Ford has a Soleil Neige Glow Highlighter in Rose Iris and Grand Paradis, and that's $90. I will not be buying a $90 Tom Ford highlighter unless some kind of extraordinary crisis befalls me that I need to do something so inexplicable as to spend $90 on a Tom Ford highlighter. Like, you know what I mean? You don't wish that on me. I don't wish that on anyone, that I would have that level of crisis in my life. You know, I'm good with my Byredo Impulse perfume. At least I'll use that. This spot in my hair is just not, it's just not cute. It's just having, it's having fits. And that's probably just gonna be how it is. You know? You know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of how it is. Do you ever just say that's how it is? Is there a bobby pin somewhere? Yep, just need bobby pin. I just need a bobby pin. The votes have come in and the votes say that that's how my hair is gonna be today, so bear with me. Anyway, so yes, this is what I was referring to earlier, these new moon, and I'm not sure they're even really new. I think they've done this before. I had just never seen it before, but these are the Moon Dust Glitter Eyeshadow Quads from $39. Wait a second, $39. Somebody said they were gonna be like 50 something. 39 is okay. 39 I can deal with. Okay, because I think in her original post she said it was gonna be like $54 and we were all just like, huh? Like, why? You know? And so yeah, $39, that's doable. Also, I'm late to the party. This was 6 days ago. The Moon Dust eyeshadows are so beautiful and I do love the idea of having a quad of them. I am wearing Space Cowboy today, but I don't love this particular quad. It's just blue and orange and pink and then Cosmic Cowgirl. Like, I want more just deep, icky lithium. I want things that are just kind of like gross and grungy, and this is not giving gross and grungy. So I think that there might be another colorway in it, but they're not showing that. But if there is one and it is gross and grungy, I will spend my $39 on it. Oh, Charlotte, Charlotte, Charlotte. Charlotte, Charlotte, Charlotte Tilbury. Here we are doing a rock star collection inspired by the music legend and icon Elton John and his iconic 70s outfits. Don't you know that this was some kind of event that they were sitting at some, you know, $1,000 a plate banquet situation, and they were just like, darling, what if, they both talk like the Queen, what if we were to make an iconic makeup collection based on you? And he said, I don't wear makeup. And she said, darling, it doesn't matter, I can do whatever I want. We'll put stars all over a velvet pouch and they'll eat it up. They'll throw their money at us. This is literally a bag and lipsticks. That's all that this is, and good for them. I do love Elton John. Let's just go ahead and put that on record. I grew up on Elton John, but like, this is just such a weird collaboration. Like, why? Other than money. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, you can't put Bill Skarsgård on makeup and have me not say something, okay? Because that is targeted advertising. Okay, A, am not into horror movies. B, I am not into character makeup, as we talked about, but you just put Pennywise the Clown on some makeup and I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not. This is Makeup Revolution by It. If you're unfamiliar, It, Pennywise the Clown, it's Stephen King. Stephen King is the closest that I will come, really. That and like Mike Flanagan and, you know, Stranger Things. Those are sort of the spoopies that I can handle. Anything past that, I'm just like, no, Mommy's photographic memory is just, it's too delicate. We can't, you just can't install just things just willy-nilly because they'll never leave. But It has got to be one of my favorite movies of all time. It's just so good. It's like the Stephen King universe and that same just like cool fall horror energy that you get from Stranger Things. And then also it's a clown, which I've been terrified of my entire life. Not because of actually like Tim Curry. I'm really off on one right now. Bear with me. Tim Curry was Pennywise the Clown in the original It, which was I think a mini series. I think it was like Stephen King loved to do a mini series instead of like a movie. Either way, I was not afraid of that. I was afraid of Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That was what did it for me, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I think that movie was supposed to be funny and campy, but it was absolutely terrifying to me. I've heard that about Beetlejuice from a lot of people. They're like, when I was a kid, that was not a funny movie. And I'm just like, I didn't see it as a kid. Beetlejuice and also Ghostbusters, you know, they're like, now they're funny, but they were not at the time when we were kids. So anyway, I saw It at like the exact right time. I was just so ready. It was before I had a kid, because you can't enjoy that plotline if you've got a kid. Sorry, you just can't. It's against the law. But I have the most all-consuming crush on Bill Skarsgård. The scarier he is, the hotter he is to me. Weird, froggy-eyed, funny-looking dude. Oh, yeah. So like, no, do I need any of this creepy makeup? No, I think if it like trotted itself into my makeup collection, all of my Chanel would be like, ew. You know what I mean? Like they would just like be like, you can't sit with us. But I'm enjoying looking at this. I've spent far too long talking about this and my long and winding story of why I love Bill Skarsgård so much. So anyway, moving right along. Oh Natusha Denunu has put out another mini eyeshadow palette. I feel like hot take in the Tepid Takes that she's cheapening her brand by putting out too much crap all at once. Trichrome palette. I mean, at least this has imagination. It kind of looks like Trixie Cosmetics, I'm not gonna lie, because Trixie loves a blue. But all new shades, thank goodness, in royal silver and periwinkle blue, as well as metallic multi-chrome shifts from blue to green to fuchsia. Fantastic, Natusha Denunu. It's not for me. None of those colors is ever gonna touch my eye. Absolutely not ever. But good for her, and we are happy for her. Oh wow, Callie Ray has put out a lip plumper. Okay, I'm gonna do a little piece on Callie Ray. Y'all ready? I have tried so much stuff from Callie Ray, and it's one of those makeup companies that I'm like, what are you doing? And that doesn't mean they're unsalvageable. I remember there was a time when I did a window shopping video on the Saks sale section, and I was like, Stod, what are you doing? What is your point of view? You have this and then you have this. And I can't figure out which one, can you pick a lane kind of thing. And you know what? They did. They picked a lane, and I own so much Stod stuff now, but I remember those words leaving my mouth being like, what is your point of view? Can we like pick something? And I feel like Callie Ray has yet to really commit. The only thing they commit to is the names being on theme for, yeah, we're beachy California. You know what I mean? And like some people really like that mascara. The mascara was neither here nor there to me. The lip glosses were lip glosses. And so now we have a plumping lip gloss, and I'm very like, okay. You know? Okay. Like, I would try it, I would review it, but I'm not gonna buy it. In the swatch, it looks incredible because it's full of a bunch of multi-chrome glitter, but on it both does not show the glitter, and also because it's plumping has reddened everyone's lips, and that is my least favorite. Actually, that's my second least favorite if we were tier listing. My least favorite would be pH color changing things, and then plumpers that change the color of my lips by just irritating them. So ignore. Danessa Myricks has come out with a new holiday kit. Good. Looks pretty. It is the Infinite Chrome Flakes and Confetti and the Color Fix Foil in Rock Candy. I want to say that these are new are these new colors? I don't know. It just might be, yeah, I think it's just a kit. Either way, if this is new, that is neat. If it's a kit, that's also neat. You know, get your textures from Danessa Myricks. Nobody would be pissed off for getting that in their stocking. More Nightmare Before Christmas, because we can't get enough. Ooh. Available now. Le Labo Lavande. Lavender, Bergamot, Neroli, Amber, Musk, and Tonka. Do I need more perfumes? No. Do I love Le Labo on a very, very deep level? Yes, I do. Just gonna go ahead and throw that out there. Any hoodles. Ooh, okay, so Danessa Myricks has released now, you know, on top of the Groundwork palette, now we have a new Lightwork palette. This is the Lightwork 5, an 18 shade eye and face pigment palette that contains 7 brilliant finishes and easy to use color shifting combinations inspired by I am affirmations to bring out the light within all of us. $125. I'm not gonna lie, I've been more excited about Lightwork palettes that I've seen in the past. Like this one just is a little bit too much color for me and not enough kind of multi-chrome texture, because like, do I love a multi-chrome? Not necessarily, but do I love Danessa Myricks? Yes. And I would rather, if I was going to play with the textures that she is just so good at creating, I would want them to be something that I could wear on a more everyday basis, and this is rainbow. It is a rainbow. So beautiful, but I don't want to buy it. Aha, okay, yes, it is worth mentioning that I have it somewhere. The Etherealized palette is back. We manifested it. Great job, y'all. We got out there and we brought the Prada foundation to the United States, and we got the Etherealized palette to come back. Now, if I could just bring back Baldwin Denim. But I think that this is a really great buy, especially if you've been eyeing it for a while. I just think it's a really beautiful palette. It's super useful, especially if you've been eyeing that Wayne Goss Pearl palette that I don't think is ever going to come back. They're very similar. It's great for like fair skin bridal looks, things like that. KVD Vegan Beauty has a new eyeshadow palette that is pretty, but is it just me? Like this is gonna be a real tepid take for y'all. And my take is, as a brand that cannot seem to completely leave behind the original namesake of the brand, I feel like they are always starting off behind in terms of having a built-in fan base, because, well, They don't have one. And based on the actions of Kat Von D, they don't deserve one. The thing that they should have done is to, you know, completely rebrand. And so the KVD of it all, I feel like, is still just so sour in people's mouths, even though she's not part of the company anymore. But I think that when it comes to the makeup that they put out, they should be doing more. I don't want this still kind of reminiscent thing of tattoos and stuff that is just still her brand. You can't just kind of take her out at the corporate level and say, yes, this is a different brand now, and just keep behaving the same way and like making the same makeup. And none of it is particularly like from an ethical standpoint. I'm just like, sure, you're vegan, whatever, but you're still kind of adhering to her aesthetic in a kind of icky way. And then also the makeup's unimpressive. I feel like you coming at it the way that you've come at it, KVD, need to do more in order to be as good and in the same conversations as brands that we're more excited about, you know? Like the makeup is just, it doesn't stand out. You don't just release an eyeshadow palette. Like that's just kind of boring, you know? It's fine. It's fine. I'm not gonna buy it. But yeah, I still feel like it's not our fault that KVD Vegan Beauty is still one and the same with Kat Von D to us, because they still act like they are. Yeah, we've got this new Drug Mart, which is not a thing here. It's spotted in stores, Drug Mart, Wet n Wild Beauty by Marilyn Monroe. To me, my instinct says, like, you know, give her peace. Give her peace. But she was such like a makeup icon. There's at least some synergy there. And then someone did say, there's a whole generation that doesn't know who she is. It's important to keep her legacy alive. I could see that. I could see it from that side. So yes, I won't be buying that, but it's not quite as like, I feel like on the nose as like how people keep co-opting Basquiat. Like leave him alone. Oh, what is that? Eyesore Major Holiday Face Palette. Patrick Ta has just taken Barbie and just, like turned it all the way up. It is this like pink palette with pink and red blushes and these, you know, fine, this, ugh, I'm sorry, that makes me nauseous. Like I'm looking at that and it just looks like something that you pulled off the shelves at like Old Navy. You know, it's like holiday pink. I don't, ugh. Oh, I hate, why does that offend me so much? Like, I don't even want to look at it. I think it was Natalie sent me this and we were like, Dior has lost the plot. This Dior, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this 10 pans of eyeshadow. It's fine. The packaging is also fine. This Dior situation. So Blooming Boudoir collection. Dior Show 10 color eyeshadow palette, $140, girl buy. I mean, do what you're gonna do. Luxury is different to everybody, but like, that's just not doing it for me. They're all the same texture. They're all just kind of like satin flats. The Dior Addict case, excuse me? Like a lipstick case? Okay, yeah, for $30, but nothing in it. Dior Forever Cushion Powder, $72. Cool. And Dior Addict Dior Shine Lipstick, $45. Lip Maximizer, $40. And Lip Glow, $40. I might be able to make some kind of excuse if I liked the packaging, but none of this really appeals to me. And it's all products that have already existed, you know? Like people know if they like their eyeshadow palettes, they know if they like their lipsticks, they know if they like their lip glow or whatever. Like I don't need to review that. I'm not doing anyone a disservice by scrolling. God, more Nightmare Before Christmas, Melt Cosmetics Halloween Town collection. Fine. At least those of you out there who are huge Jack Skellington Nightmare Before Christmas fans, at least you're getting a smorgasbord of options. Oh, I do want to talk about this. I can't believe they did this, okay? This is an eyesore. The new Gucci holiday collection, it is the most phoned in thing I've ever seen. And speaking of Stephen King, it's giving The Shining. It's giving the floor and the wallpaper in The Shining. This is the just, So I had this conversation on Instagram with an old friend of mine who is like not a makeup person at all. You know, I posted it, I was like, this hurts my eyes. Like I would never buy this or whatever, because I do love this Gucci bronzer. I love it so much. And so it's extra personal that they did this to it, because I'm like, no. It was my friend Rob. He's like, I take this personally that you don't like this, because he lives in like the Southwest. And he was like, this is clearly like Southwestern influence. And I was like, no, it's not. Unfortunately, what I think they were trying to go for was like 1960s Art Deco. They were really trying to do something like New York City classy with it, and we ended up with something that to another person's eye seems like incontrovertibly like Southwestern influenced. So like we've missed the mark there. But also I was like, you don't understand. This is, and let me find it. Oh, has this just been off the entire time? No, it's, oh well. That light is not plugged in and I hope that no one cares. Oh well. Anyway, it's that kind of day. This right here from Gucci, this bronzer that I have in 01, can't say enough about it. It's so gorgeous, the color is perfect, and I feel absolutely no reservations in saying that this is the component in my collection that I hold in the highest esteem. I think that it is the most beautiful, perfect, immaculately conceived, well executed, beautiful component in my whole collection. I think it's perfect, okay? And I feel like since we lost Alessandro Michele, we lost the plot at Gucci. And so not only is that ugly objectively, but it is so ugly in comparison to what it was originally that I sent the picture of it to Rob and everything. I was like, you don't understand. They ruined the best package. I mean, they didn't ruin it. It's just the holiday edition. But like they ruined the best package like in my collection. And he was like, well, what did it look like? And even he, a person who has, you know, I was like, it's $65. He goes, I don't know how much bronzers cost. And like, he has no idea. He was still like, that's so beautiful. Like that's objectively beautiful, and I hate what they did to it for you. And so yeah, I think that that is just so offensive. What I would have done were it me, like I would hate to say goodbye temporarily, you know, just for the sake of the holidays, to the gorgeousness of the teal, but like more gold, maybe just something a little bit golder, you know, make it even more opulent in some way. But I don't know why you can't improve on perfection, okay? And like this is the perfect component to me, so maybe I'm biased, but I just think that of all, like I could have at least settled for something that was as pretty. Just give me something as pretty, but like you made it uglier, like by a lot. It makes it look so cheap. Ooh, I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Oh, okay. I have not watched Tom's most recent Critical Sass yet. I was saving it until after I do this one, but they did talk about this eye topper in the previous one, this new eye topper from Patrick Ta, and I am team don't put it in a loose powder container for me. Like that's just where I'm at. Like this is even where I top out in terms of like the fussiness of it all. I am willing to put up with this Givenchy delivery system because, well, I mean, it's kind of like you agree to it when you talk about Prism Libre because it's all about the colors being combined. But also this is just so light years ahead of its competitors of the same ilk and the same price range. Like the actual formula and performance of this, which I am wearing this on my cheeks right now, is so much better than the Dior. Like it's so much better, and this is the mousseline one, that like I'm willing to put up with it. But I already am an absolute hopeless disaster trying to put glitter on my eyes, and then you're gonna put it in a loose container, Patrick Ta. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just think he didn't want to do the crystal reflectors like Makeup by Mario did. He didn't want them to be like mistakable for that, but we could have gone a lot of different ways than like a loose shaker of like flake glitter. No, thank you. Oh no, I forgot about this. e.l.f. by Jennifer Coolidge Dirty Pillows Lip Kit. Gross! What a name! Ew, I didn't know that that was what it was called. I love Jennifer Coolidge and I love the idea of her having a lip kit, but why did we call it that? It makes me uncomfortable. MAC is always gonna be out here being like, what year is it? Holiday 2006, you know? Like they just kind of don't care that there are things happening, you know, in the beauty industry that like, you know, there are times changing and trends happening. I think they're just like, we're just gonna MAC it. We're just gonna do that MAC holiday thing. Yes, we are. And so we've got some MAC holiday. We got some sparkly lip balms. We have some packaging that looks like zinc galvanized metal, you know, the kind that won't rust. So like that's good for your collection. We have, gosh darn it, a gold sparkly highlighter that's been embossed with a snowflake, by God. You know what? God bless you, MAC. You are our cornerstone of like, hey, that's gonna be there. So thank you. Oh, Charlotte Tilbury holiday, not to be confused with Charlotte Tilbury collaborating with Elton John. This is fine. I saw that Tom bought the eyeshadow palette. I saw that Teresa bought the eyeshadow palette. I do not know their thoughts on it yet. It doesn't really interest me, but I will say it is at least refreshing from Charlotte Tilbury to see something with so many textures in it. Not so many different kinds of textures, but so many texture shadows in there, because I think she does texture shadows really well. But I also am just like, okay, it's a 9 pan. It looks pretty. If you want something new and that's how you're feeling, then like that's fine. But like, I don't need to buy this to tell you, and it doesn't necessarily entice me on any personal level. Benefit. Benefit is just really out here. They just keep making makeup, don't they? They just keep on going. That's all I gotta say about Benefit. No! What? Not Jeffree Star! What? Gothic Beach, Gothic Diamonds? Ugh, God, the moment that I saw his pan embossing sitting there on Trend Mood. Oh, I hate it. 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 Just go away. Just go away. Aha! We have solved the mystery of the 2 different prices of the Moondust eyeshadow quads. She has updated the post to say $57 Canadian each. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right, so 2 things. One, this set that I said that I would buy if it came to the United States because the colors appeal to me so much, and that is the new Dyson. I mean, it's not new, it's just, it was in Japan and now it's here. The Dyson Airwrap, the Dyson styler thing, and then the blow dryer. You know, that would, if I bought all 3, it would be, you know, $1,500 or something. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I do wish that they all actually came together. But like, there is not one Dyson product that entices me more than another in terms of like, you know, I'm gonna go make the decision like, I want the blow dryer, or I want the air styler, or I want the flat iron, you know? It would be all or nothing, and I'm just gonna choose nothing. But I do want to say that like, I remember saying that, and I'm eating my words now because I'm not going to buy that. And then the ABH, these 9 pans, okay? I think that this is a really cool thing that they did. They've done these 9 pan versions. It's a mini Modern Renaissance and a mini Sultry palette. They're probably their 2 most successful palettes. And I don't know whether these are out yet. They probably are. I'm not gonna buy them because I, you know, already know that those are fine, but that I will say, that Sultry palette is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I don't own it, but I have Rose Metals and I have Nouveau, and I can tell you that like the formulas are so gorgeous what they've done with them. And I think that that's a much more kind of stable packaging situation that they've put it in as well. It just feels really nice and concise. So yeah, I think that those are really cool. Like, I'm not gonna buy them because I can already tell you that they'd be great, but Sultry looks unbelievable. Looks absolutely gorgeous. And that's all that I think that I can do today in terms of processing new beauty releases and whether or not I plan to buy them. I actually kind of like tamped down my own expectations in this video. Like, I feel kind of reassured coming out of it being like, okay, I didn't miss that much. But also, the holidays just stay silly. Don't they just stay silly? So, like I said, we're gonna be going into the Sephora sale soon and stuff like that. It feels good to kind of breathe in some new releases and breathe them back out and be like, I don't need that. None of us really needs that. That feels good. So yeah, I will have, you know, all the, like I said, all the sale content coming up, and we will try and keep as level of ahead as possible, but it felt good to just like sort through some stuff today, and I don't even feel like I spent that much mental money. So thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. I will put a video up here that I think you're going to enjoy. If you have not yet subscribed, you should probably subscribe. Cool people subscribe. It'd be cool if you did. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. I love y'all so much, and I'll see you in the next one.